Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a Mercury retrograde reading for my dearest Geminis. Gemini, Mercury went retrograde on May 29th, but it actually started the shadow period somewhere back in mid-May. It's going to station direct on June 22nd. So this is the most classic of Mercury retrogrades. It's in your sign, so it's all about receiving and channeling. It has scanned and translated. It's transmitting energy of mind, of thought to everyone. So this Gemini Mercury retrograde is a snappy multi-mix of details that'll stir up your synapses. But it's also really a time to be wary of signing contracts, getting new jobs, making large purchases. And for those of you who may be getting married in June, just make sure you go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. All right. And be prepared for no matter what you're doing. If it's, if it's travel, if it's planning a big event, if it's a contract, just be prepared for delays and some small frustrations. But the house where Mercury falls in your birth chart while it's in retrograde is the area of life that will be specifically affected. Okay, so if it's in your fourth house, then it's going to be about home and family issues. All right, so this retrograde is also coming at a time when there's a little bit of this manic energy around us. Of coming out of quarantine life. And so we're really being asked to also be discerning and protect ourselves. Use the skills that we cultivated at high stakes during the pandemic, okay? So we just need to revisit that, make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, make sure that we're taking things slow, and that we're not being reckless, okay? As we kick off, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, like a summer of love. All right, Gemini, so let's go ahead and jump into this. While I'm doing this reading, I'm just going to ask that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out the description box for ways you can get a private reading, and don't forget to leave a comment. If you like the cards I'm using, I also have them listed and linked in order of appearance. And feel free to ring that notification bell as well if you want to get updates whenever I upload anything new. All right, Gemini, so I'm going to pull some numerology cards for overall energy for your reading, or shall I say for our reading. Okay, and we've got individuality, number 11. Beautiful. So this is a particularly important or a nod to those of you who may be on a twin flame journey, but this is also about your individuality, your unique gifts that you bring to everything that you do. All right, we get synchronicities. 87 breaks down to a 15. Okay. So there are definitely signs and synchronicities that are urging you, that are showing you the path. What I'm seeing with number 11 too is 2 pillars. So it's about making a choice here. And then we see music. All right. 32 breaks down to a 5. So, 5s are about change. They can be about conflict. They can be about fluctuation, but more than anything, I feel like this is about harmony. Okay, so it's about harmonizing your individuality with, with everything that you do. You being really unique and creative. And you may also be receiving messages from, the divine, from your spirit guides, from your angels through music and through signs and synchronicities, especially 1111, maybe the number 5, 15. And at the bottom, we do have a karmic completion. So some of you guys, you may be going through for those of you on a twin flame journey, it could be you or your person who is closing out a karmic connection. Okay, so interesting. So let's go ahead and see how that resonates in your reading. So let's first see, what is this retrograde bringing into Gemini's life? What is this retrograde bringing into your life? Okay, and we have the moon. Wow. So the first thing I saw here, you guys, was sleep. So we do have Jupiter in Pisces, and this is Pisces energy. So Spirit wants me to really remind you guys that, remember that Jupiter expands everything that it touches. Okay. So you could be calling in, you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer person here, is what I'm getting. But the moon is also about intuition, and it's also about releasing. So this past full moon that we had, the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, your opposite sign, is something very, very important at that time. I feel like many of my Geminis, it's important that you pay attention to your rest, okay? Especially since I'm getting a lot of sort of creativity here. You're on this very unique path, and so it's important that you rest. It's also important that you trust your intuition. Okay. And it may be that this is a confusing time. It is, I think, for everybody, not just you. That you make sure that you build in this rest period. And look at, we see these two pillars that they were showing me on the 1111. And allow yourself to sort of adjust. Okay. So it's like about like not just whatever, if this is a relationship, if it's your job, if it's leaving quarantine, life behind, it's like not about just bursting out the gates, but it's about really sort of contemplating, not being reckless here. Because the moon can also be an indication of being, under the influence, or, it's just sort of like a crazy period. But if you allow yourself the time and your eyes to adjust, Gemini, you're going to see your path forward, okay? Even if it doesn't seem that clear, it seems misty or hazy. So the aspect of your life that's going to be most affected by this retrograde period is the Eight of Swords. So this is restriction. So for a lot of you guys, it is exactly that. It is coming out of quarantine. It's coming out of restriction. But many of my Geminis, as you guys know, this card can embody that Gemini chatty energy. And when I say chatty, it's more like that overthinking, a little bit of anxiety. So I feel like some of you have some considerable anxiety about not really knowing the path forward, not knowing what's going to happen next. And this is like a self-imposed imprisonment. This is about negative thinking, self-sabotage, or feeling stuck. And Spirit wants me to remind you that we're only stuck when we think we are. So how you can sort of minimize any sort of negative effects or results of this Mercury retrograde, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So what I'm getting here, Gemini, is it's really important that you accept gifts, whether that's somebody's time, whether that's resources, whether that's love, whether it's a compliment, because I feel like many of you or us haven't been that open to receiving. I feel like we've been on a very sort of individual journey. Okay, we've been on a very sort of lonely journey. It's funny, I saw a meme today. Oh man, it was something on Instagram. Oh my gosh. And it went something like this, like those of us, or the people that heal in solitary energy, like you really have to watch out for. They're like the true beasts or something, like, but in a good way. And I feel like a lot of my Geminis, you have been in some sort of solitary energy. You may be healing from a karmic completion. You might be in separation from your twin. It could be a physical illness. It could be many different things. But I'm also seeing that, recognizing that you haven't always taken the easiest road forward, Gemini. You haven't always had it easy either. I feel like there's a lot that hasn't been handed to you. And what I'm seeing here is like recognizing that, it isn't always going to be easy, but it is okay. And it's not considered a weakness to receive help. In fact, many times it's necessary, okay? Because I'm seeing this sort of need for you to really pull back. And if anybody's sort of feeling this pressure and this restriction of this time, not only retrograde, but we have Saturn in retrograde, Pluto in retrograde, Mercury, we've got so much going on here, and we're in the midst of this eclipse season, to know that you're not alone is what I'm getting here, Gemini, okay? And that it is okay to receive. You don't have to do everything on your own. I think you've already proven that you can. You've proven your strength. So the next card out is what lessons are going to be learned. So we have the King of Cups in reverse. So we have commitment. So many of my Geminis, you're taking a good hard look at what commitment means for you, either in this particular relationship or maybe to, you know, if you're trying to, like, I'm getting this real creative energy where you're either artists or musicians, like looking at what your muse is, how committed are you to starting this new business or to this wellness routine or to this relationship, or to healing for that matter, or, you know, coming out, you know, I'm getting a lot of us, we're looking at, you know, doing a lot of that shadow work, anything that might be negative or hold us back. And, you know, with the moon card, it can be anything. It can be over intoxication, and that can be literally with food or drinking, or, you know, it could be anything that we do in excess. And so the King of Cups is also about, you know, knowing when to be emotionally vulnerable and when not to. And I feel like some of us may have swung too far over to one side where, you know, where we've been burned in the past by opening up or receiving help. And I feel like there's a real solitary energy here for my Geminis. Okay, so you're really taking a look at that. You know, can you love like you've never been hurt before? You know, and that doesn't mean to blindly jump into anything, but it's also about, you know, having that courage to try again or to give this another shot, whatever it might be. Okay. So the part of your past that you need to reflect on in order to sort of heal and aid in your journey is the Emperor card, Aries. So some of you guys, this could be your divine masculine. For those of you, I am picking up on many of you out there watching may be on a twin flame journey. But the Emperor could also be an Aries person, but it's also all about boundaries, and it's all about strategy, and it's about being decisive. And, you know, Gemini energy, we tend to go back and forth with things, you know, to really think about things. There's a lot that we have on our plate. You know, I see you guys spinning a lot of different plates, but then again, I know that Spirit's coming through here to take a look at what is it that we're truly committed to. What is it that we really, really, truly want to commit to? And the Emperor is just that. You know, it's about looking at what has and hasn't worked for you in your past. For some of you guys, it is really the part of your past. If you recognize yourself as the divine feminine, this is the relationship that you had with your divine masculine, or what, even if you don't know who your divine masculine is, and feel free to swap the energies if you're divine masculine and you're calling in divine feminine. Remember, it's not gender specific, but what does that relationship look like? How does it differ from what you know? Okay, because like, you know, we see this energy of karmic completion, and this energy of karmic completion is, you know, it's also the lessons that we have learned all along the way to get where we are, you know. And sometimes, you know, we think, oh man, I wish I could avoid karmic relationships, or I should avoid them, or we kick ourselves for being involved with yet another karmic person or another lesson, right? Another relationship or another situation that turns out just to be a lesson. But this is about really, it's about getting you into the frequency and finding out what it is that you really want and what it is you really need here. Okay, so the outcome, we have the Page of Pentacles. I love this energy because this could be communication. This is luck in this deck, but more than anything, I see you spreading your wings, Gemini, after a serious period of reflection, which Mercury retrograde is perfect for. And starting a new, really healthy, really balanced journey. Now, for some of you, your divine masculine is going to reach out to you, that you are manifesting this energy. But whatever it is, if it's love and relationships or it's a job, I feel like once this sort of Mercury retrograde haze kind of lifts for us, you know, there's something new. I can't speak, and you can tell this is already Mercury retrograde hitting me hard. I have strong Virgo and Gemini in my chart. And I don't think I've ever had a Mercury retrograde where my speech was this bad. But anyway, so the Page of Pentacles, this is about being completely prepared for this new beginning. At the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing here the Sun in reverse. So this is about a lot of happiness, really strong solar plexus energy coming through here. But I'm also seeing root chakra and sacral chakra. So a lot of creativity, a lot of stability. Okay, and with the Sun, I'm seeing the solar plexus, so lots of masculine energy. So the masculine, if this is a divine counterpart situation, the masculine really might be feeling turned upside down. But I also feel like it's going to be a bittersweet new beginning, because there is something that you have to release and let go of that you may not have really wanted to, okay? And that's going to be different for all of you. Now, we can't help but notice here that we do have the sun and the moon. So if we're talking about divine counterparts, you know, that's a beautiful nod to the divine masculine and the divine feminine, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and clarify here, Gemini. So let's go ahead and see what is what's going on here with the moon card. So Pisces and Cancer energy, again, you could be dealing with those signs or have them in your chart. All right, but we see the Queen of Pentacles. So many of my my gems out there, you guys are feeling quite exhausted. You might be feeling a little bit unstable at this point in time, whether it's with your health is a little bit delicate, or maybe there's been some sort of bad investment or a relationship that's come to an end. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who's been overgiving. You know, and there can be a hint of bitterness with her as well, because, you know, she's just tired. I'm just seeing tired and needing a rest. And I know there's a little bit of a frustration here with some of my gems about trying again or opening yourself up to be vulnerable again. All right, so the aspect of your life that will be most affected, yeah, there's been some sort of ending here with this Eight of Swords where you may have felt stuck or you've really been overthinking it, but it's about healing. It's about letting that go. It's about that release here for you guys. All right, how you can minimize the damage. It's about, I feel like it's about receiving help that's being offered to you. The King of Wands in reverse is about, you know, for some of you guys, this is a situation where your finances are involved. But I also feel like I feel like there's a little bit of an energy of not wanting to receive help because I feel like you don't want to owe anybody anything. And I feel like that's something that may be affecting you or has affected you in the past. Like you just don't want any more karmic debt. You just don't want to rack up any more debt here is what I'm getting with the King of Wands. Because many of my gems out there, you're not really sure, you know, what's coming next, what the path forward looks like, or what the future has in store for you. Okay. And so it's almost kind of like, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be like strapped with a debt to somebody, or maybe it's buying a home or a car or, you know, however this plays out for you, because some of you guys, you're not sure if you're even going to be where you are in the next couple of months or years. Like I feel like there's some sort of ending here that you do feel a little bit stuck, but you're thinking about shifting your vision elsewhere. You know, maybe for some of you guys, even a move here. Okay. So, the lessons here are about commitment. What are you truly committed to? And about being emotionally vulnerable. Yeah, because here's this energy of healing. Yeah, there's an energy here of healing, trying to make a decision, healing from somebody that maybe broke a commitment to you, or, you know, oftentimes, you know, as we grow and we mature, what we manifest or what we think is for us, that changes and that morphs. And so I feel like many of my gems out there, you're in this sort of halfway period. All right. And the part of your past that you need to reflect on, again, some of you guys, this could be an issue with your divine masculine. It could be with a paternal figure or, you know, literally your father. But I also, you know, I see that there's some sort of beautiful new beginning that comes from you standing your ground, creating strong boundaries, but not boundaries that are so strong that nobody can get through or you don't let anybody in. All right. And so we see the outcome, the Page of Pentacles. It's a beautiful new beginning here. And, you know, it's not without its challenges. I feel really, Gemini, some of you guys, you know, you may be leaving a karmic situation behind. They just kind of keep showing me this card. Somebody that you really love deeply, or it could even be a work situation or a living situation. And it's not without its challenges, because the Page of Pentacles, you know, is completely prepared. He's also perfect for Mercury retrograde because he's the most he or she is the most detail-oriented page. They've done their research, you know, they've taken copious notes, you know, even have those little, you know, they've even highlighted where they need to highlight, or they have those little, somebody here uses those little neon tabs, you know, when you're, that you attach to a book. There might be a Virgo and, you know, so out there watching here as well, or somebody with Virgo in their chart, very closely linked to Gemini energy, but it's not without its challenges. Okay. And I think some of my Geminis, you're a little bit worried after whatever you've been through about any sort of false victory. And Spirit's just saying, don't let that stop you. For some of you, it's about being on stage, or it's about auditioning. And for others of you, it's, it's a new job, or it's, love and relationships. So actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull some of these cards for you. This may be specifically for those of you who are, here mostly about love and relationships. But we can see these messages can apply to lots of different situations. So let's see here, Gemini. All right, so we see the runner. So definitely a nod here to those of you on the twin flame journey. So somebody here may be running. Again, it could be that somebody walked away from you, Gemini, or you from somebody. There's a fear of intimacy, and I kind of get that. Some of my gems, you're in this energy, and that's what I was talking about, like not racking up karmic debt, not allowing yourself to get too close to somebody because of some sort of past broken commitment. All right, frustrated in a relationship, a lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear and ego issues, and jealousy. So we see that with the Emperor. Now, some of you guys, you could have been dealing with somebody who is overly controlling or jealous in your past, okay? And it could be something that you're moving away from, or you could be looking at, how do I sort of purge and release this energy? Because you may have been dealing with somebody that made you feel like you weren't enough, okay? And they might have either made you feel like an option, or you found yourself getting thrown off balance or really jealous. Maybe this person was stepping out on you, or at least they were making you feel that way. So again, that's that Queen of Pentacles in reverse, like needing to recover you from that situation. All right, and then we get the Dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding out things coming to a light, adapt, change, and heal. And that's what I'm seeing here. I feel like this Page of Pentacles is just that. It's adapting, it's changing, it's healing. It's starting on this very healthy journey that hasn't been easy, okay? It hasn't been easy for you guys, or for any of us, all right? So whether it's career or love or health, or just your spiritual journey, Spirit wants me to remind you that you have unique gifts that you bring to everything you do. And the signs and synchronicities are not just coincidences. That's nudges from the universe, taps on the shoulder from your spirit guides and your angels. Also, some of you may find it beneficial to ask your angels and your guides for answers in music. I love doing that, like asking a question, and then, if I get in the car, like the next song that's on, there's going to be an answer in it, or give me an answer through the radio. It's beautiful. So truth be told, I love this. So number 14 is the number of temperance. So there's some healing here. This is also an energy of your prayers being answered. But I also see somebody opening themselves up for love again. But it's taken doing this shadow work and unmasking. And that's what retrogrades are for. Unmasking that which hurts us. Unmasking these feelings of maybe not being enough so that we get back out there. And we see unfinished symphony. So this is coming out in reverse, you guys. So I do feel like something that felt like it was an never-ending story is actually coming to an end. And I can hear like a collective sigh of relief. And they just keep wanting me to show you this. There's a karmic completion here. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that, that's that person. Like it's a relationship that's, done forever. Because we can heal and clear karma, with our life partners or with our twins. All right. So again, using your intuition is going to be paramount here, Gemini. Okay. And let's see what our final, well, they're not our final messages, but let's see what energies want to come through for my dear Geminis. And we get Isis. Magic is manifesting. Some of you may have had a past life in Egypt. Okay, that may resonate with you, or you have a strong interest in Egypt, or something about Egypt recently is going to resonate with you. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. Yeah. And for some of you guys, that your dream or your vision of being famous or being on stage, that kind of keeps coming out for me, or being an actor or an actress, or being recognized for your art or your creativity, whether that's in music or whatever it might be. This is manifesting. And, you may have even thought about running away from this because of rejection. Okay, whatever it might be for you, Gemini, it is manifesting. Okay, and let's see some final messages for my gems before we go. We get tell a loved one how much they do truly mean to you. It's better to tell them while they are among the living. Okay, so not to scare anybody, you guys, but this is about, you know, for some of you, this generosity, it's about maybe even receiving somebody's apology, okay, before you move on. I'm not getting like a strong death card here, you guys, but you know, some of you guys might be moving across the country or moving to a different country for work, or, you know, to make your dreams happen. That's not going to be for all of you, but it's about speaking your truth, you know, and we see that here with truth be told. And that may give you or this person also closure if it's going to be a karmic ending between you and them. All right, and you are in control of your own destiny. Yeah, so there's this energy of manifestation. So just don't forget that. Even when things don't seem very clear, just keep going, Gem. Okay, and remember, Gems, like, you know, it's not just keep going. It doesn't mean you just keep pounding it out. You have to build in rest periods. Sleep is going to be very important to you, but it doesn't mean you're going to lose momentum, you know, if you take time out for yourself to heal and to rejuvenate. The beauty in nature can be the answer to what you seek. Reconnect today. So this card has popped out for me so many times when I was doing pre-shuffles and I was preparing these readings. Nature is going to be really, really important, you guys. Okay, it's going to be very, very important. For balancing, for healing, you know, making sure that you spend time in nature. And many of you may even be traveling or, you know, moving around. As, you know, sort of quarantine is seemingly lifting for many of us, but do so respectfully, carefully, you know, most of all, taking care of yourself. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, my dear Geminis. I hope you found clarity and guidance in these messages. I'm sending you lots of love and light. Take care.